So thank you for coming to class. I invite you to find a comfortable seated position just to start. See if there are any gentle movements you'd like to make, and then I invite you to observe what is. And it doesn't matter what is, so it could be your thoughts, it could be sensations you have in your body. And then I invite you to look at everything with curiosity, as curiosity leaves no room for judgment. See if you can expand your mind to become simply curious. It's going to be the sutra or the thread leading us through class is curiosity. How can I open rather than move into the mind that separates and judges? And then with your eyes still closed, I invite you to turn your head to the left, all the way back to center, and then to the right. Back to center and to the left. So just keep turning your head one way and then the other. You might observe how when your head turns, the eyes and the tongue move in the opposite direction. I wanted to balance out this movement. And then come back to center again. Curious, observe. You might notice how there's an emergence of breath which is deeper than before. The nervous system is releasing, knows you're safe, you're held. Beautiful. And we're going to lie down on our back. So lie on your back, just keep your knees bent, feet on the ground, about hip width apart. And then on the next inhale, I invite you to bring your arms back behind you. And then on the next exhale, your knees in towards your chest. And on the next inhale, stretch your legs up towards the sky. And then exhale, knees into chest. And then place the feet down again on the mat. Okay, so simple movement with your breath. So bring your arms back alongside your body, fingers facing towards the toes. Inhaling, arms come up behind you. Exhaling, knees into navel. Inhaling, arms up, legs up towards the sky. Exhaling, feet come down, and then arms come forward towards the feet. Okay, so we'll do this 3 more times. Inhaling, arms come back. Exhaling, knees in towards chest. Inhaling, reach up. And then on the exhale, feet come down, arms come forward. Okay, 2 more times. Your meet together, feet are on the ground, hands alongside the body, palms facing down. See if you can grasp your ankles. We're going to revisit a movement we did. Grasp your ankles with your hands. You might have to widen the knees on the ground. And then just start playing as you lift up the left side of the pelvis, and then the right side, and then bring the pelvis down again. So just play here, pushing the pelvis up, bringing it down, moving more over to one side, lifting one side up and then the other, both sides together. Spend a moment here as we open up the depths, and again with curiosity, see what's happening in your body. We open up the depths here of the hip sockets. At the same time, we're creating space in the temple of the heart. And then release the pelvis down, lengthen your legs down, arms out towards the side, palms facing up. Observe your body in deep, deep contact with the earth beneath you. Your breath returning to its own rhythm. And then bring your hands behind your head, interlacing the fingers so that your head is held as if in the basket of your hands. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And now on the exhale, we're going to bring the knees towards the right and the upper body is going to lift direction towards the left. So crossing over the body here, then back again, and then to the other side. So moving up on the exhale, back on the inhale. So you can use your elbows to create direction here. They don't have to be wide. Just observe this movement, how it affects the back. You're going to one side and the other. You might want to move the knees a little bit more towards the opposite side, always off the upper body. Just see what range of movement is there for you. One more time each side. And then release the legs down, lengthen them down, arms by your side. Take a moment here, observing your body with even more space and even more presence. And then bend your knees, bring both knees over to one side, and we come up onto all fours. Reach your right leg back, left arm forward. See how long you can stretch here. So from the toes all the way to the fingertips. Next exhale, knee and elbow meet across the body. Inhale, length. Exhale, knee to elbow and then length. Knee to elbow and lengthen. Observe your spine curling in and lengthening up. 2 more times. Curling in, lengthening up. And then cross the left leg over the right. You're on all fours. Right, left leg crosses over the right. On the next exhale, sit back into a sort of child's pose. So push the hips back. Come forward onto all fours. Stretch out the left leg. Place the toes in the ground, stretch out the right leg, toes in the ground, and we're into plank. And then from here, tap the knees back to the ground. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So left leg reaches back, right arm forward. And then knee to elbow as you curl the body. And then repeat this movement in your own breath rhythm. Curious always as to what's happening at a physical level. So what mechanics, as it were, are at work here. 2 more times. Release the hand and knee down, and then cross your left leg over the right. You can bring the toes out a little bit to the side. It's sort of like the shoelace toes. Beautiful. And then sit back. Lengthen your arms and sit back as far as possible here. And then come forward onto all fours. Stretch the right leg back, toes into the ground, left leg back, toes into the ground, and we're in. And then knees to the ground. Come up here onto your knees, and then pivot the right foot out to the side and stretch the left leg. So you're standing on one knee. Beautiful. Left hand onto the left leg. Right arm comes up and moves all the way over to see how far you can go. And then back up to center and then over, letting the left hand slide down the leg. So gate, the gate, paragate. The gate pose here. 2 more times. And then exhale, coming down. Come onto your knees. Sit down onto your heels. Take a moment here to observe right side and left. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So reaching the left leg, the right leg out. Right hand on the thigh, and then opening up and moving over to the side and back to center. So your hands feel like a cypress tree blowing in the wind. The body is tall. The arm moves over with the movement. 2 more times. Back, turn to move back. Sit back onto your heels. Just take a moment. Now both sides should feel equally long. And then come back onto all fours. Curl your toes under, move back into downward facing dog. On the next inhale, come onto all fours. On the exhale, into child's pose with the toes tucked. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more times in your own rhythm. All fours, child's pose. All fours, downward facing dog. Allow your deepened breath to guide the rhythmic movement of your body. And then when you're ready, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And keep your knees bent, lift the tailbone up towards the sky, lengthen through the arms, lengthen the back of the neck. And then your eyes move forward in between the hands and your feet will move forward in between the hands. Bow down deeply, Uttanasana, letting the head release down, the neck release down. So the vital nerves of the diaphragm move through the second and third vertebra of the neck. So the more we lengthen here, the more we allow the diaphragm to expand, our breath to deepen. And then with bent knees, pressing through the feet, roll your body up vertebra by vertebra. And then when you're upright, allow your arms to follow the movement, your chin in between the hands, and on the exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take a moment here in the mountain pose just to sense your body, allowing the back of the body to open, allowing the heart to rest back on the spine. And then bend your knees, touch the fingertips to the ground, and then lift, keep the knees bent, your pelvis down, and then just lift the arms up towards the sky, knees are bent. On the next exhale, hands behind the body, straighten your legs, grasp your hands and bow down deeply into Uttanasana, hands behind your back. And then again, bend the knees, release the hands, touch the fingertips to the ground, come up into chair pose. Okay, so we're going to do this movement 3 more times. Straighten the legs, clasp the hands, bow down. And then touch the earth, sit back, just reach the upper body and the arms up towards the sky. Maybe just one last time, fingertips to the ground, arms up towards the sky. Interlace the fingers, straighten the legs, bow down. And then bend the knees, fingertips to the ground, straighten your legs, bow down deeply. Next, inhale, crown of the head comes forward, right leg moves back, right knee to the ground. Both arms come up towards the sky. On the exhale, turn over towards the left, towards the front leg. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Place both hands together. And then opening up here, see if you can bring the right hip back and just open up into a twist. Beautiful. And then release both hands down. Front leg goes back into a plank position. Lift your right leg up, reach it back in plank so the upper body doesn't change. Place the toes down, left leg reaches back. Place the toes down, knees down, sit back into child's pose with your toes turned up. From here, come onto all fours and then release your thighs down, the pelvis, your belly all the way down to the heart, tops of the feet in the ground, pressing down. Come up into cobra. And then release the upper body down. Left arm reaches forward, right leg lifts up. Arm and leg are lifted. And then release down and change towards the other side. So 3 more times each side. Reaching, lengthening the body, even though you may feel sort of constricted on the ground. Just lengthen opposite sides. So looking at the diagonality here. And then release, both hands underneath the chest. Curl your toes under, and then just lift your knees off the ground, straighten your legs. Your knees are off the ground. It's a very small movement, and then release down. And then we're going to pulsate here several times. So straighten the knees, lift them off the ground. You'll notice the legs being activated, and then release them down. The toes are in the ground. 3 more times. Activation, release. Activation, release. Activation, and release. And then back of the feet come onto the ground. Take a moment here. And then again, curl the toes under, and this time we're just going to lift the pelvis up, so knees stay on the ground, pelvis up and down. Just see how far you can move here. Pelvis up and release. Pelvis up and release. 3 more times. Pelvis up and release. It's a very small movement, but it really gets into the depths here of our hip sockets. And then after the 3rd time, release down completely. Cushion your head with your hands, let your heels fall out to the side. And take a moment here to observe how now the lower body is in deep, deep, deep contact with the earth. We've created more space. And then from here, hands underneath the shoulders, come up onto all fours, curl the toes back into downward facing dog. It's a nice fluid movement here. Eyes come forward on the next inhale. Left leg rises, knee into navel, curl the body. And then bring your head towards the knee. And then lengthen the left leg back again, all the way up towards the sky, and then knee into navel. So 2 more times. And after the 2nd time, knees curled in towards the navel, left foot come forward, right knee down, and then swivel the right leg so that it's parallel to the mat, and then come up here so the left leg is standing, right leg is swiveled. Beautiful. Bring your left elbow behind the left knee, and then open the right arm up and lengthen it all the way over. Come up to center, so similar to what we did at the beginning with Gate, Karagate, the gate pose, opening up, lengthening up. 2 more times. And then dial the right arm down, turn the right leg, curl the toes under and bring the right foot forward to meet the left. Bow down deeply. And then pressing through the feet, curl up. Arms will naturally want to rise all the way, hands into the palms together, eyes into the palms, and exhale both hands in front of your heart. Inhaling, arms come up to touch the sky. Exhale, fold down, head to knee. Inhaling, crown of the head forward. Exhaling, the left leg back, left knee to the ground. Both arms come up. Hands in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to move over towards the right, bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right leg. And then see if you can open up this wonderful temple of your heart, as they say, over to the right. And then come back down, both hands to the ground. Front leg goes back into plank. Reaching back through the heels and then through the crown of the head. And then bring your knees to the ground. Sit back into child's pose. Looking forward, lift the body up and then lay the thighs down, the pelvis down, the whole body down onto the ground. Tops of the feet on the ground as you lift up into cobra. Exhaling, coming down. 2 more times in your own breath rhythm. So the body is fluid, elastic, curious, open. Elbows dial into the center to assist you here coming. And then from here we'll go directly back onto all fours and then back into downward facing. Right leg rises to reach the sky, eyes are forward, and then eyes move in towards the knee, chin to knee, curl the body. Reaching back, this is the inhale, and on the exhale we curl and draw in. 2 more times. And then after the next time, the knees in towards the navel, the body curled, and then your right foot forward, left knee down, pivot the left leg. So we're up here on one knee and on one foot. Elbow to the below the right knee, left arm comes up and moves over. And then you come back to center and then you move over. So seeing where the movement originates, see how it lengthens. 2 more times. And then coming back, dial the left arm down, the left leg straightens, and then bring the back leg to the front, bow down deeply. And then pressing through the feet, allow the body to move up into standing, arms naturally move up, and then exhaling your hands in front of your heart. Beautiful. So again, we're going to bend the knees, touch the floor with the fingertips, lift the arms up towards the side, we stay seated, and then straighten the legs, interlace the hands behind you, head to knee. Bend the knees, touch the floor with your fingertips, lift your arms up towards the sky, and then arms come back, hands interlace, straighten your legs and bow forward. 3 more times. Moving between chair pose and Uttanasana variation, hands behind the back. And just observe, there could be fire rising in the legs. Stay with it and allow the cooling movement of the air through the arms and your lungs to cool down any sensation. And then we'll be in the forward bend, release the hands, fingertips to the ground, head towards your knees. Next inhale, crown of the head forward, right leg moves back. This time we're going to keep the knee up, lifting the body up into a high lunge. Then on the exhale again, we're going to twist, but try and twist over to the left first with your elbows high to create lots of space here in the rib cage. And then we move down, right elbow to the outside of the left, and then hands together. Beautiful. And we'll stay here. 3, 2, 1 breaths. Then right knee comes down, untwist, straighten the right leg. You can even sit back onto the straighten the left leg. You can sit back onto the right buttock and bow down. And then come up again, hands underneath the shoulders, left leg goes back, and then reach it up towards the sky and lift your right arm and reach the right arm forward. Knee to elbows, the same movement we had at the beginning, 3 times. And then release down, sit back into child's pose, bring your elbows close towards the knees, dial your palms open, and let the head and the neck relax down. Allow the head to drop, creating the space between the vertebrae, so allowing the nerves to move into the lungs and work optimally here to open the diaphragm, which is like a jellyfish, which can expand, expand, expand. And then coming forward, lower arms are on the ground. Place your lower arms on the ground. Stretch your right leg and then your left into a forearm plank. Reach through the crown of the head. Sense the center. Lift the pelvis up towards the sky. And then push through your heels and let the pelvis find its perfect alignment. Parallel, or sensation of being parallel to the ground. And then release the knees, tops of the feet on the ground. Let your body come down. Elbows underneath the shoulders here for Sphinx pose. Making sure the legs are long and back. And then in Sphinx with your chin parallel to the ground, we'll do the same movement as at the beginning. So we'll allow the head to look over one shoulder and then the other, keeping your mind curious as to what happens here behind closed eyes. The eyes move always in the opposite direction of the head, as does the tongue. And then release down, hands underneath the shoulders, come back into child's pose. Bring your elbows towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And just allow the head to release down. And each time giving it more freedom as the shoulders and shoulder blades move down the back and the head moves forward. And then from here, come up onto all fours and move back into downward facing dog. Eyes move forward as the left leg rises up towards the sky. Left foot in between the hands. Right foot follows, bow down deeply. And then pressing through the feet, roll the body all the way up. Arms move up, hands up towards the sky. And And then seal this side by bringing the hands in front of the heart, Anjali. Bend your knees, fingertips touch the ground. And then just lift the arms up and your heart up towards the sky. Knees stay bent. On the exhale, interlace the hands behind you, bow down, head to knee. 3 more times, touching the ground, just lifting the head up, upper body. And then flowing to interlace the hands and bow down. I've lost the count here, even though it's only 3. We'll do it one more time and then stay here for a moment in chair pose, Utkatasana. And then release the hands down, straighten the legs, bow down deeply. Next inhale, crown of the head comes forward. Left leg moves back. You come up into high lunge here, arms up towards the sky. Hands together in Anjali Mudra before your heart. Right. And then we're going to twist over to the right. So creating space first, long upper body, and then we move and twist over to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee, and then if you can turn to look up towards the sky. And then gently coming back, left knee down, straighten the right leg, toes towards you, bow down over the right knee. And then coming back, both hands on the ground, front leg goes back or on all fours. From here we sit back onto the heels, toes stay tucked. And then come up onto all fours and lay your body down vertebra by vertebra. Tops of the feet to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders, dial the elbows in, allow the cobra to rise on your inhale, and then on the exhale, moving down. So when you come up, think of the wonderful head of the cobra that fans out towards the sky. See if you can find this behind the ears, opening up towards the sides. One more time. And then release down, move back onto all fours. From here into child's pose, your elbows close to your knee. Let your head drop down, opening the back of your neck. Allowing your tongue to relax, the skin on your face to relax. And the head becomes heavier with every exhale. The spine lengthens. And then from here, come up onto all fours and move back into downward facing dog. Eyes come forward, right leg rises to touch the sky. On the exhale, right foot forward, left leg follows, bow down deeply. And then pressing through your feet, roll the body up, arms will naturally rise, fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, both hands in front of your heart. And come to the side of your mat, your feet stay wide and parallel to one another. Lift the left arm up, right hand stays on the belly, left arm up, and then all the way over to the side. Coming back up and down. Okay, so do this 3 more times. And as you reach over towards the right, notice the whole length, the whole outside seam, as it were, of your right leg. And all the way up to the fingertips. And then release down, both hands on the belly. Take a moment to sense probably one lengthened side and one shorter side. And then we'll do the same thing on the right. So left hand to the belly, right arm lifts and reaches. And notice the whole seam of the leg, which moves all the way up to the fingertips. And then when you're ready, again the hand into the lower abdomen. Take a moment here to sense both sides of the body. And then on the next exhale, we're going to bring the upper body down towards the ground. Grasp your left ankle with the right hand. And then open the left arm up towards the sky and down again. So the same sort of fluid movement we had. And this time it comes into a twist. And if you have shoulder issues here, you could always bring your hand to the back of the head and open up this way. So if it's difficult to open up the arm. And then release down to the center, both hands on the ground. You can bend your knees gently, pushing the tailbone up to the sky, creating space in the back legs. Bowing the head down as far as it can, releasing the neck. And then grasp the right ankle with your left hand, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So opening up and releasing down. So it's a beautiful twist here. And your pelvis stays in place, and it's just the upper body that opens. 2 more times. When you come back to center, you can bend your knees, lift the tailbone up towards the sky, and let the upper body move down. Release the back of the neck. And then pressing through both feet. With the knees bent if you like, come up again into standing. And then bring both feet together as we come into balancing. Now we've done different balancing exercises. We're going to try now to grasp the big toe on the right foot with your peace fingers on the right hand. So we try and keep the knee sort of straight at the beginning. And then if you can straighten the leg out, you can always bring your left hand. Super. And then bring the right leg out towards the side. Just as far as you can. Fantastic. It is very calm, back to center. Super. Bend the knee and release down. Fantastic. You'll do the other side. Get your peace fingers ready. And to the hip if you like, to the waist. And we'll take our time here to be curious about how this movement unfolds, what happens at the level of the pelvis. Can I keep my pelvis aligned? Super. And then release. Wonderful. Balancing is really good today. Let's do one more. Let's do the Vriksasana, the tree pose. Start again, opposite side. Focus, focus, focus. Rooting down to rise up. And let the shoulder blades move down the back of the neck length. Bend the knee. Line. Fantastic. And we'll do the other side. Rooting down to rise up. Wonderful. If you can draw the navel just back a little bit, and notice how that will help the upper body to lengthen up even more. Bend the standing leg. Woo, make it down. And then release. Great. Okay, so we're going to come into a squat to sit onto the ground. And then feet off the ground, just bring your knees in towards you. Roll the head, so we're curling the body. And then from here on the next inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky and straighten the legs forward. And then curl back in again. So just as if we were sort of curiously playing with how does this movement work? Can I keep long, or do I sort of contract here in the groin and try to hold my legs, or can I trust this unfolding? 2 more times. Both feet on the ground, about mat width apart, and let your upper body flow through the legs. Release it down to the ground at the back of the neck open. Allow the tongue to relax. Head becomes heavy. Another 3 more deep breaths here. And then gently curling up. Let both knees fall over towards the right. So we're staying seated. You might want to adjust your seated position. Both knees go over to the right. That means we're opening the right knee out, closing the right knee, left leg in. And then twist over towards the left. Be very mindful here of the rib cage. See how we can turn the thoracic spine. And then both arms move over towards the right. And bring your left hand onto the right knee as we twist in the opposite direction. Allowing the breath to deepen the movement at each time. And then come back to the front and then just turn your legs the other direction. Okay, you may be slightly off your mat. We'll move over to the right first, twisting over. So we have less range of movement here, okay, but it's still possible. The shoulders release down. If you wanted, you could even open your eyes and move them over. So the eyes, which would normally go in the opposite direction, as we've discovered, try and move them over to the right to increase this twist. And then gently come back to center and we'll twist over to the left. Right hand on the left. Gently coming back to center. Feet are on the ground. We'll move the upper body forward. And then with strong legs, feet on the ground, roll the upper body back. Arms behind your head. And then roll back up again. Roll down. Now you can lengthen your legs, arms behind the head. And then roll all the way up again. Okay, so you might need a little bit of momentum to bow down over your legs. Just 2 more times. Rolling back and coming all the way up. And after, or when you're back up again and you're bowing forward, we stay in this pose. Full of deep breaths again. Space in the neck, shoulder blades move down the back. Deep, deep, deep breaths here. As we allow the mind to reorganize itself. Just the fact that the brain, through gravity in the frontal cortex here, is able to reorganize itself. And then gently coming back up on your next inhale, riding the breath, and then bend your knees and allow the upper body to move down vertebra by vertebra onto the ground. Take your blanket, whatever you may need here for Shavasana. Okay, so find a really comfortable position where your arms are wide, your legs are wide, you take up a lot of space. Before settling in completely, you might just want to turn your head again from right to left. Observe how tongue and eyes move in opposite directions. Get curious. Whole body settles down. Feel the warm embrace of the earth beneath. It takes you completely with curiosity, without judgment. Allow your skin to melt into her skin. Release your bones down into her earth, into her soil. Release your muscles down into her fiery depth. Whole body is heavy. Each bone desiring to enter into the earth beneath. Your eyes like pebbles drop down into their sockets. Your forehead broadens. Eyebrows release. Your nose, your ears. Your lips soften and your tongue moves back down into its root. Upper palate going through the back of your skull into the ground, releases the jaw. Chin. Back of your neck. The whole of the head. The whole of the neck. Shoulders melt the shoulder blades. Arms all the way down to the fingertips. Back of the heart moves into the earth. The lungs relax into their gentle, loyal rhythm. Lower back releases. Your abdomen, the lower abdomen. Pelvis sinks down. Hip sockets open. Thigh bone releases. The knee shins and calves, your ankles, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and your toes. Your whole body is at peace, and your whole body is relaxed. And any inhale just to bring light in through the crown of your head along the central channel of your spine all the way to the tail. Every exhale allows this light to stream into every single cell of your body. You have the option, if you wish, just to stay here and take a couple more moments for yourself. Or you can gently start deepening your breath, allowing yourself to come back into feeling your body lying on the earth. You could stretch if you want. Oh, taking deep, deep, deep breaths and then rolling over to one side, coming back into a seated position. They will bring the right palm into the left, thumbs are touching. Dhyana Mudra. Curiosity awakens to what has shifted. What is here in the present moment. Thank you so much for joining this morning. We bow to the earth, to the wisdom of our heart, to this experience called life.